Legendary coach John Calipari, coach for Kentucky, is officially leaving the program and going to Arkansas, and you won't believe why. Now, this is wild because a lot of you guys know John Calipari has been at Kentucky for the longest amount of time. This dude has really put a lot of guys in the NBA, and of course, Kentucky is one of those schools where most of these dudes are going there for 1 year, trying to play in college, and then go directly to the league, which he's been pretty successful in doing. I mean, you had guys like John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, you had a ton of people at Kentucky. There's way more than I can even name that have really made that transition effectively. Now, John Calipari actually said that he was leaving and was no longer really the guy for the job, but he can say it much better than I can.
The last few weeks, we've come to realize that this program probably needs to hear another voice, that we've loved it here, but we think it's time for us to step away. But 15 years, time for another voice, and you know I'm always going to be a fan. Thank you.
Now, this is the last thing I thought I would hear from John Calipari, but the internet seems to really disagree with what I'm saying. Now, a lot of people really believe that John Calipari was disliked by a ton of people. Now, in my opinion, man, I thought he was chilling. I didn't think things were too bad. But what people are really getting at is that his squad cannot win championships, especially in March Madness. They ended up losing first round with people like Rob Dillingham, Reed Sheppard, DJ Wagner. I mean, these guys were ranked top in the country. Aaron Bradshaw. These are some of the best players in the country that you can get. Obviously, he's getting really good recruits, but he's just not able to really get and put the team in a position to where they can go win those chips and be some of the best teams in the league. And that's crazy, man. They lost first round, which was definitely a huge disappointment. And a lot of people thought he should have just been fired right after that position. Now, I'm definitely not as harsh, and I've seen Coach Cal coach for a minute now, so I definitely kind of like what he does at Kentucky. But man, the criticism is definitely very tough. Now, Coach Cal signed a deal with Arkansas for $38 million for 5 years. And what's interesting is you usually just don't see coaches go from a higher level to really a technically lower level of basketball type of school. But in this case, I think the real theme of this is it's always what have you done very recently in sports. You can have such a great track record, but man, if you can't get past or even get to Sweet 16s consistently in the tournament and really show that value, the standards for Kentucky basketball are so high that they're just going to try to get somebody else regardless of how really your entire resume is. And man, clearly this was a huge decision for Kentucky and also Coach Cal, but man, it's crazy to see. Now, what I will say is I bet a lot of these players are going to end up transferring to Arkansas to go play for Coach Cal because, man, you know, if there's a new coach coming in and you really just don't have that type of connection with the coach, it can make or break the team that you're going to. And if you really have confidence that Coach Cal can get you to the NBA, man, Kentucky is going to look crazy and Arkansas is about to have a ton of transfers in the transfer portal. Just wait.